Me either.
Oh, Ron is off and Felicity is in. We're swapping people here.
Uncle Rod said, "Keep here. See y'all."
Yeah, I scared him away.
I think that's what it was.
Okay, I found a little itty bitty screwdriver, so I'm gonna try to clean my.
With a screwdriver?
Not like with the screwdriver itself. I was just needing to get into the camera area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, somebody's got
We'll know what happened when you just disappear.
a camera. I broke the camera.
Hey, Rod's back.
Yeah, I know. My stuff wanted to freeze and not work properly. So,
Fun.
yeah.
It's that kind of day. I mean, I locked myself out of my apartment today, so that was fun.
Oh,
That was an adventure.
An expensive one.
Yeah.
oh man. So you had to get new keys and everything.
Yeah. Well, no, I had to get a locksmith, but for him to do something that took him 2 minutes to get me back inside, but it was not cheap.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh.
It's my own fault.
It's not fun though.
I fixed it. I've now stuck a nail in the wall and put my keys right by the door.
Old people problems.
It was more like I'm really hungry and going to grab my food problems.
Oh, you were hangry.
Mm-hmm. Then I was really hangry because then I had my food and I had to wait an hour and a half for a locksmith to come.
Oh. Well, what'd you get?
Dim sum. It's Sunday. Dim sum
What's it?
city.
Dim sum.
What is dim sum? Dim sum is like soup dumplings, pork chai dumplings, pizza, that kind of stuff.
It is not pizza. It's scallion pancakes.
Same thing. Scallion.
A random assortment of stuff.
Yeah, it's Asian. It's usually on Sundays you get dim sum.
It's delicious.
It is delicious.
We don't have a dim. I don't think, Chris, do we have a dim sum area restaurant?
I feel like we do. I mean, what? I mean, some of the pho. I know we have pho nearby. I have a look.
Ramen
is good.
Hey, I heard it was pho and not faux.
It is pho.
It's pho.
That can go very wrong really quickly, but hey.
In Greenville area, you got Asia Pacific.
Oh, they have some good Asian cuisine there. It's very authentic, I hear.
Great Wall, Sweet Thai Basil, Pad Thai, Sun Ming, which I haven't heard of before. Red Ginger Dim Sum and Tapas. I wouldn't mind.
I thought we had a dim sum place. Maybe not. Maybe I was just imagining it.
We have something, Thumb Bar, which I've never heard of.
Some bar. Oh, I heard of that place. I haven't been there.
And the Wild Ginger, Shanghai Dumpling House.
Ooh, dumpling house.
Hi.
I mean, it's mostly those kind of things, dumplings, pork buns, things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love pork buns.
I tried a new place today.
Oh, yeah?
been to some place that has pork buns. Those are really good, and I can't remember the name.
Hard to say how good this place really was, considering it was 2 hours later that I ate it.
Oh,
Mm. Okay, I can't fix the camera.
I mean, plus side, you didn't break it with the screwdriver.
Not yet. Not yet. Hi, Sherry.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Tell me all about your cruise.
Oh, it was so much fun. We had one snafu is I did finally break down and buy a power chair for long distance because I knew those ships are huge and I knew I wouldn't be able to walk it like all the time. So we flew in the night before, worked fine. Got on the bus to go to the port, got off the bus. It wouldn't power on.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it didn't work for the whole cruise. So I did end up walking the whole ship.
Oh no.
Oh my God, my feet were so swollen by the end, but it was still a blast. Like I still had an amazing time. I was actually very surprised. I was a little worried about how accessible those ships are, but they're actually it's really good.
Nice.
Or at least that one is.
Awesome.
We made friends with in the main dining room they have the main waiter or waitress, and then they have like an assistant that brings like water and drinks and stuff like that. And he also worked in the morning at the buffet, the Windjammer. So we got to be real good friends with him and a couple other people in there. And Bob had a scooter and I was walking, but I was in shorts. They could see my AFOs.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like so helpful. Like we would sit down and they're like they would bring us drinks or something. We're like, we were having a hard time. Like they would help us, like, carry things from the buffet. Like everybody was just super helpful.
Was this Carnival?
Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean. Okay.
Yeah, it's elevators at both sides of the ships. The elevators kind of remind me of conference because there was always a log jam for elevators. The one thing that I was kind of surprised, and I guess, we think here, and there's still a long ways to go here for disability rights, but there's a lot of other cultures that were on the cruise too, and it was kind of surprising that they were like very rude to either Bob or I, like, like when it came to get on the elevator or make a space for a scooter and stuff like that. And so I'm like, I guess learning that certain cultures haven't quite caught up to where the United States is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that. In other countries, that's not as accessible, and people are not used to seeing a number of people in wheelchairs. So
Yeah. Like there was one guy that got mad. I don't know what country he was from, but got mad, wanted Bob to get off the elevator because with Bob on the elevator with his scooter, then there wasn't room for him to get on the elevator with his baby in the stroller, and he thought his was more priority than.
okay.
But yeah, but other than that, like I said, like everybody was great, was super helpful. They had accessible excursions at each stop, for those who needed it. There was a lot of scooters on the ship. I was surprised. But yeah, it was great. I had an ocean view, or balcony. It was so nice just because I couldn't walk it as much. So times I would just sit out on the balcony and just enjoy the fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So there was no fixing your wheelchair at all?
No, the cruise had its own Facebook group. You know how we do a Facebook group for conference?
Yeah.
And it's funny, it's just like I was telling them on the adult chat last night. It's just like conference, like people post on there, like, "Hey, did anybody bring any Tylenol? Does anybody have Lactaid? Did someone bring
Mhm.
it?" You know, stuff like that. Or, "Hey, we got an extra one of this. Can anybody use it?"
Mhm.
So I posted on there on the off chance that maybe someone mechanical might be, and a guy responded. He actually lives in South Carolina.
Hmm.
He runs a mobility aid store, and he came down to our cabin or my cabin, and he worked on it for like 45 minutes, and he couldn't. It just won't power on.
Mm.
Fortunately, after arguing with Amazon for a few days, they refunded my money.
Mhm.
So I was talking with everyone last night. I'm like, I'm not sure I just go buy a new one or if it would be worth spending a few $100s to take it to a store and see if they can fix it.
Which
And
brand is it, Sherry?
I
Is it
gotta look.
a fold and go or?
It folds up like on its own, like power. I gotta look up the brand.
I just didn't know because I would say the manufacturer might be able to help you too.
Well, I tried to get them to respond, and they never respond to my emails. And so then when I went through Amazon, the manufacturer responded then. Oh, Vital Glow is the name of the company.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. When it came off the bus, one of the little rubber covering that covers part of the joystick was off. So I'm like, I don't know if the joystick got banged up somehow
Mm.
or the control, panel or something with the battery because it was fully charged.
Mm.
So I don't know if they can replace just the control panel or how much that would cost.
Hmm.
But highly recommended if you get a chance to go on one.
Hmm.
I want to go in.
Oh, sorry again. Go ahead, Chris.
I want to go in another one.
Mhm.
Oh, you've gone to cruise too?
But how long has it been now? 12 years?
Like, I see how people get addicted to doing these things.
It was a Mediterranean cruise. So we flew into Rome. Was there like a day and a half. Got in a boat. I think it took us 2 days to get to Egypt.
Mm.
We were in Egypt, two different parts of it for 2 days. Then we boated over to Israel. I forget. I think that was like a 2 or 3 day trip. Then we were in Israel for like 3 days, one in one part of like the lower part, and then a couple days in the other part. Then we went to Turkey for a day, a couple days, got to Greece, and then a day or so we went to Crete, and then came back to Rome and flew back.
That's a long shore.
Wow.
14-day,
Yeah,
and it was awesome. I agree. I mean, it was neat.
I would love to do a 14-day. Like, it's so nice on there. And yeah, just like I said, the staff was just, everybody was so helpful. Very nice, amazing.
Sherry, was it incredibly expensive or was it reasonable?
No, it's expensive.
Was it?
Like, I saved up for like a year to do this. So yeah, definitely, it's definitely not cheap, but it is worth it.
Right.
It was the cruise itself was, well, because I got an ocean view room as well. Because they charge you, because I was the only one in the room. They don't charge you like just one flat rate for the room, like, because I was the only one in the room, I had to pay more. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't know how that worked out, but it was almost $3,000 just for the room.
Mhm. And that includes your food.
But yeah, everything. Yeah, well, yeah, everything except for drinks, and then you had to buy the drink package.
Mhm.
But yeah,
The drinks and the excursions, right?
yeah. But once you're on there, like, yeah, you don't have to worry about paying for nothing unless you drink or, you know,
Gamble.
something to gamble. Yeah. So I mean that part is, I guess it's worth it paying everything beforehand, and
Mhm.
then you just get on there. You don't have to worry about anything unless you want to gamble or drink.
Did it go to any of the islands?
We went to Saint Martin and Saint Thomas,
Nice.
and we went to Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island.
Nice.
We were taking the bus back to the boat, and I was like, they had this area fenced off, and it's like, and there were like trailers and stuff. I'm like, people actually live on that island for like 6 months at a time.
Mhm.
And we were talking to our waiter because this was he was getting off the ship too when we docked at Miami. I forget, it was like almost a full day for him to travel back home. I forget where he was from. But yeah, he said, so we're like, how does it work? He's like, they're 8 months on, and then they get 2.5 months off. I'm like, God, I don't know. Like, it was fun, and like, you know, but 8 months on the ship, I don't know. That could might get a little old after a while. I guess if you're working, you helps pass the time.
Working and going on it are probably two totally different experiences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think they work like crazy hours too.
They
Hi,
do.
Hunter.
I love
Well-
how they just knew that it was you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because like I said, that one waiter, he did mornings and dinner. So like, I don't know if he worked like the full day or. Well, actually, he got a little bit of time off because Bob ran into him at one of the ports we were at, and he said hi.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm assuming like you tip them, right? Your waiters and stuff.
Yeah, at the end, they give everybody envelopes, like all the passengers, and you tip the waiter and the cabin steward and all that stuff.
Mhm. So if we were to do a AMC conference cruise, we would need to save for like 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. Bob said, and I'm like, if we do an AMC cruise, I have a feeling it's just going to be a bunch of the adults getting together because it's going to be hard for people to swing that.
Yeah, it definitely is. It would definitely be an unofficial thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if we decide to move to like an off year or 2 off years, just to rebuild funds.
Yeah.
That would be a good option for some of the families that still want to get together, on an annual basis.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't necessarily have to be like planned or anything. You just know everybody's going on this particular cruise, book your own travel.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be that much. Like Royal Caribbean's, I think, a bit more expensive than the others. I think I've heard Carnival's cheaper. Like, so it doesn't have to be that much money. Like, you can, depending on how far you book out, and there are big sales and stuff like that.
And I think too, whatever weekend, like if you do like a 3-day weekend or some other couple-day trip, they're not always too crazy expensive per se.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How it's scheduled, where you're going.
Yeah.
I mean, I even know people who do game board cruises. And it's like maybe 3 or 4 days, and they play game boards, but they also have the opportunity to go on excursions and things if they want. But I don't know exactly how much those are. But so yeah. Remember, even for me, when I was on mine, when she brought up the drink package, like if I wanted Coca-Cola, I also get a drink package for me to drink Coca-Cola.
Otherwise, it was water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's free as water and coffee.
Surprised the coffee
and
was free.
even like the coffee, if you go to certain stores, it isn't free.
Right.
So, And then yeah, if you want drinks, like, but I went ahead. I knew I was gonna be drinking, so like I just went ahead and got the
Drink
deluxe
packet.
package, and that way everything's soda, any specialty coffees, anything
Mhm.
besides water, and then
Mhm.
alcohol.
Now, did you do? Because I feel like I did my drink package like when I got to the boat, and they were like, "Oh, hey, if you want this," and I think that's when I did mine when I actually got to the boat. And
Yeah, I did beforehand, but yeah, there definitely had places where you could sign up for it. I mean, actually, I got it right here. This is when you get it. They give you a cup, and you just go around and fill that up. And
Yep.
it's got a microchip on the bottom, so
RFP.
yeah,
Keep tabs of the drunk people on the boat.
yeah, so that because you could only use like I don't know, it was something like you can only get a drink like every if they make you wait a few minutes in between grabbing drinks because people try to like get one drink package and then they'll keep refilling the cup and handing drinks out to family members. So I guess that's why they put the chip on there so they could time it.
Yeah, that's how they do it in Disney World too now.
Oh, really?
The green machines won't turn on until because you have to buy their cup, for the unlimited drink package or whatever. And I think it used to be where you could like resort hop and fill up, but I don't think they allow that anymore. I think they got smart.
People are getting bombed.
well,
Yes, but you still can't bring your resort cups to the park to get a drink. You have to buy the drinks at the park. Ah, it's such a racket.
Because they got you. You're in the park.
Mhm. Yeah. So one of the other things that Michelle and I were talking about is the possibility of if we have to have an off year that we would book like a small amount of rooms, like say like there's a number of us that want to go to Disney World 1 year and it's an off conference year that she still will be able to like book a block of rooms with no contract, no meeting space. And we would just all say, hey, we're meeting here. If you want to
Right.
meet at the pool,
cool.
Or meet for dinner or meet at the parks. So that would be another option. So it'll be like truly like a family reunion. But
Yeah.
we're just trying to find a really good solution because we're having such a hard time finding a hotel that's suitable for us that is not going to be astronomical for our families, and there's no hotel that's under 160 180 a night that is saying yes to us right now. They're all declining our group, which is very, very scary, because our families, like after that survey went out, they can't go above, like there was a small amount that can go above 150, and there was a very, very like maybe one or two people that can go to 180. Well, your 150 and 180 per night for hotels in like major cities and stuff are like your Hampton Inn now.
Yep.
And like if you want to go to like the Hilton and the Hyatt, like where we usually stay, your per night fee is 430 something to $600 a night now.
Oh God,
Which
no.
Insane.
That
I
is
can't do
insane.
that.
Yes, but like our group rate would still be like 250. And I'm like, our families can't do 250 a night. So yeah, so I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. It's going to be tough. The hotel industry is killing us. So the only other option right now that we're really discussing is taking a year or two off and really honing in on those group like reunions, like we would meet in Texas and go to Morgan's Wonderland, or we would meet in like upper east, like northeast, like a group of us would go to northeast and meet up there. And then those that want to plan a cruise like Bob and Tammy and Sherry, you would just like release the details. When are you going? What date and what cruise ship? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
or if somebody wants to go to Disney, they would say, hey, our group is going to Disney. I mean, that's just the reality of what we're looking at, and it is so tragic because
So yeah, because the conference is it's so
I
much.
know. I know, but it's like, and that's one of the things Michelle wants to do, like a town hall, because she's so frustrated and she knows people are going to be so upset. But I think at conference, we're going to set a meeting just for people to like hear the frustrations that Michelle is dealing with right now, and hearing firsthand like what the prices are. It's insane. Like one hotel wants a $30,000 food and beverage minimum, and that's like that's not even. I mean, that's not even like lobster. You know what I mean? It's not even like a steak. It's still our normal hamburger hot dog, right? But it's like $50-$60 per person, not your typical like 20. I think we pay 29 or something like that now per person to eat.
Mhm.
The
That,
best
like,
hamburger ever.
so when that better be one good damn hamburger.
It's right.
No, it probably won't even be good quality either.
No, it really.
I need Wagyu beef with
Exactly.
I don't even need lettuce. I need arugula.
Arugula.
Arugula?
You want the fancy lettuce.
Venison burgers?
The fancy cut French fries or something.
Yes.
Oh no! You better get these potatoes straight from Idaho and fry this wherever we are, and then I want the Bobby Flay style French fries where you blanch them in potatoes first, blanch them in water first, then pull them out, and then fry them first, and then pull them out, freeze them, and then fry them again. I want it all the way Iron Chef
Listen,
style.
we'll just ask Bobby Flay to come be our cook.
So you said they want like a $30,000. Oh, I thought that meant that we would have to spend that much money in food. Like
No, they
No,
want that
no.
just
Oh,
to
okay.
do it.
That would be our bill. Like that would be our bill. Like just for food and beverage. To
Just
like
for food and beverage.
our AV and our technology would be anywhere between $14,000 and $15,000.
Right.
That's just two parts of the bill. There's so many other parts of our bill. But yeah, that's just one part. The food and beverage is a requirement actually. So they require, like, some require a $13,000 food and beverage, some require 20,000. It just depends on the hotel, right? So if you notice, like when you look at our sprawl, when we have like hamburgers, hot dogs, and chips, if you see macaroni and cheese or any of those yummy additions, like a variety of different desserts, we did not hit our food and beverage numbers, so that's why we have to order those extras. If you see pasta on the bar, it's because we have to hit a certain number in our food and beverage, so we order extra stuff. Or sometimes the chef is nice and he'll throw in some extras for us, but it's rare. It's rare.
The other time was really good change up.
Yeah, it was. It really was. But I will say that's rare because it's usually hamburger, hot dog, and a bag of chips and a cookie, and that's all you get.
Was that last year or the year before?
Year before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Atlanta had the mac and cheese. That was nice.
Yeah.
It was good.
Listen, we could just have a mac and cheese bar. I would be happy with the mac and cheese.
Kids would love it. The kids would be all over that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm still trying to convince Michelle to do an ice cream station, but we priced it out when we were there just recently in Virginia. It's $18 a person
God.
for ice cream station. So 18 times 600. What is that, Uncle Rod? Real quick. Too much. He's like, I'm not awake.
100 minus 180 is 1020.
10,800.
Yeah, 10,800.
For ice cream. Michelle told me. That's why Michelle tells me no. Yeah, we were thinking about going to like Costco and getting ice cream, and like, because there's a park across the street, I'd put the ice cream in a cooler and I would say, everybody meet me at the park across the street.
It'd be like a secret ice cream. She's gonna be the secret ice cream dealer.
Secret ice cream party at the. But then we read the fine print on the park, and they said like you can't have any organized like events without a permit. So we would get fined.
You would have to do it like 5 at a time.
And they'll
Take
be
a
like, what
number.
is this yeah, they'll be like, what is this lady with this cooler? And she's giving like random people ice cream bars.
She's our dealer.
People are gonna be like, "What's in those ice cream bars?"
Exactly.
Exactly.
And why is she being so secretive about it? I would have to like move locations.
Yes. In 20 minutes, change area.
Yeah. So in order to save a little money, we're coming up with some other alternative ideas, but yeah. I really tried for that ice cream station health break, y'all, but it's just not gonna happen. Not unless we have an ice cream sponsor come and be like, here's 10 grand. Buy you some ice cream. So, but how are you doing, Felicity?
I'm tired.
Oh, schoolwork killing you.
Yeah, Uncle Rod watched me almost have a meltdown last night. We literally got off Zoom and had our own meeting because I was texting. I was like, I'm literally about to start crying. Like,
No.
I was following the formula that it said. I was trying it on this calculator, trying it on that calculator, trying it on this calculator, asking Google what the answer was, asking AI what the answer was, and they were all different answers, giving me the wrong answers.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, if AI don't even know how to do this, then like. But luckily, Uncle Rod saved the day, and he found a calculator on there that I just had to put in all the information, and it gave me the answer. Because
Okay.
I was like, I'm done. I cannot wait for this class to be over. Like,
Mm.
I'm only in one class right now. In May 19th, I'm starting 4 new classes. And I'm like,
Right.
I feel like I'm going to be less stressed with
Mhm.
4 classes versus this one because this one is math and I hate math.
Nah,
Like,
don't do that to yourself. Mm-mm. I'm here to let you know right now. Lower those expectations considerably. You will be.
but no, I'm just like, so I tell people this story all the time. I used to be really good at math. I was 3 years ahead of my grade. Like, I was in 6th grade going over to the high school doing
Mhm.
math. And I was really bad at English. Once I hit 8th grade and I had my spinal fusion, and like a couple of oopsies happened during my spinal fusion, when I tried to go back to school, I couldn't even do basic math and I was amazing at English.
Mhm.
It's like something was pulled or something. I don't know. But I'm like, I can't even do basic math anymore. Like, I can write down long division and long multiplication, but like, that's literally all I can do because I don't understand.
No, I'll be straight up with all y'all. Uh, I took pre-cal twice in college. And this is coming from somebody that always made A's in math, all the way through high school. Like I made A's all the way through. And the first time I hit pre-cal and the first time I hit trig in college, I made a D. Straight D. And then I ended up having to take pre-cal over again. I made a B the second time, but I had to humble myself. I had to go to tutoring. I literally would just go to tutoring for all of the assignments and all of the different homework assignments we had. Every time the class ended, when the class ends, I was in tutoring right after the class was over. So it's just one of those things to where I had to learn that. Well, I had to learn that I had to adjust how I thought about things, and then I also had to realize that there's an elevated way to get to where you need to be. So once you humble yourself and realize that you ain't crap, then you can sort of push yourself to get to a point to where it's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. And then, oh, okay, now this starting to make sense, and then it gets better. So you just have to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with all your classes, Felicity. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you go to English, when you go to, you're gonna think, "Oh, I know how to write papers. I've been writing papers before." Guess what? You ain't wrote the papers that they're gonna tell you to write. So, so you gonna think you've known about the American Revolution in 1776? Guess what? You're gonna learn some new stuff. So,
Yeah.
so it's
I don't
just
know.
one of those things.
I just hate math. I can't wait for it to be over.
I know. I'm just letting you know. You think you do it 4 classes?
We'll check back with you when you have the 5 classes and see how you is.
Yeah.
I know I
I'm-
hate math too.
I'm starting English 1, public speaking, art appreciation, and cultural anthropology.
Hmm.
I know it's going to be a lot.
Hmm.
No, I think I was just getting so overwhelmed yesterday because I've been having really, really bad back problems,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I was like falling out of my wheelchair, and I was like, I'm not scooting back right now because if I take a break from doing this, I'm not gonna go back. So I'm sitting here like, literally, if I would have slid 1 more inch, I would have been on the ground. So I was super uncomfortable. My back was hurting. I didn't understand what I was doing, and I was trying to make myself do it anyways. And I'm like, this was just like a bad idea altogether because I was in so much pain and I was getting hot because I was using all my energy to make sure I didn't fall on the freaking ground. And then when I get mad, which I was mad about not understanding what I was doing, I also get hot. But then when I get hot, I get mad. It's really, it was just like it was a
Compounding
spiral.
things.
Yeah. And I was just like,
So
no.
I got back to my house to do her homework, so it is what it is.
What?
You didn't want to wait till I got back home to do your homework, so
I didn't know when you were going to be home. I was scared.
I had already told you I was going to my brother's house at 2 o'clock, and I was like, I'm gonna be back around 6. So,
Well, I was scared. Never know.
yeah, yeah. I go out to drink one night, and everything goes to crap.
Mhm.
It really did.
Sierra, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, awesome. Anything new?
No, nothing new. Just taking it easy.
I hear
My hand is healing.
Oh, well, that's good.
Fell down, but yeah. I'm wearing my the rock climbing shirt that I from the conference last year.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
But yeah, I've been on cruises cruises several times, and I'm down for an AMC cruise. They're very
All right,
accessible.
one more. We got Sierra, Donna, me, Mom.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
I would do it.
I might suck it up because I love Sherry, but I'm scared.
No.
You can't
no,
even
you'll be
tell.
okay.
You can't even tell you're on a ship.
Yeah.
Like the first night was rough because the way he was going, I guess there was a storm or something. So it was a little, the seas were a little rough, so that you could definitely feel a boat moving, and people were having a hard time walking. And I'm like, damn, I already have balance issues. I don't need to be on a rocking ship. But after that first day, we got in the calmer waters, and you couldn't even tell. Like,
Yeah.
I know Sherry could get me through it because that's how it was in Atlanta too. I was talking all big and bad, like, yeah, I'm so excited to go on this Ferris wheel. We get up to it and I'm panicking, and I'm not even afraid. I'm not even afraid of heights, and I'm like, I don't know about this, guys. I don't know about this. And Sherry was like, you'll be fine, and I'm like, I don't know about this.
Get in it?
Yes,
yep.
Oh.
yes, we did it. I would have been mad at myself if I didn't, because that's the night that my wheelchair died and the ambassador people pushed me back to the hotel.
Oh,
Oh, I know something new that's coming up this week. I bought a new love seat that reclines, so both sides recline back, and it has
Nice.
it's electric with a remote control, and it has like a heated feature and a massage
Oh,
feature. So
Very cool. I'm
yeah,
jealous.
this sounds really crazy, but nobody was allowed to sit in my great grandma's chair. And she had like one of those fancy chairs that was a recliner, and it was electric, and it had a massage function and a heating function and a cooling function, and nobody was allowed to sit in her chair. So me and my aunt were laughing because, we are kind of unhealthy and we laugh to cope with things. But when she passed away, I went to visit, and I said, "Oh my God, I can finally sit in her chair." And she's like, she's gonna come down and haunt you. I said, "I like to play with ghosts. It's fine." So nobody had sat in it even since she passed away. And I was like, you know what? I'll do the honors. And I sat down in her chair, and everybody just stared like, "I can't believe you're sitting in great grandma's chair." I'm like, "What? This thing's comfortable." I was like, "Y'all are missing out." I turned on the massage. I turned on the heat. I reclined it back, and I took the best nap of my life.
and you're still here.
And I'm still here. I didn't get haunted. I think she was okay with it.
Yeah.
Because there's like a humongous picture of her hanging up in the living room from her 90th birthday. And I was like staring at that picture, and I was like, "Thank you for letting me sit in your chair and not being mean to me." And her favorite radio station on her radio turned on.
Mm.
I was like, "See, I told you she wouldn't be mad at me. She just started playing her music for me."
Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy. Christopher, how are you feeling? I saw your post about were you experiencing pain, or I'm eating Teddy Graham-shaw.
Nice.
So, yeah, so last Friday I was beginning to have pain in my fingertips, and neck was just getting sore, more sore as each day. So by Sunday, I went to church. I was like, man, my neck is in pain.
Hmm.
I walked out and called for a nurse, and so she came, talked with me, and she touched my neck, and it's like right, like just behind my ears on both sides. I could tell even in the mirror, the right side was swollen looking, but when she touched it, it was just painful. And she's like, "Yeah, it's very puffy and swollen." So she's like, "You probably should go either emergent care or ER." So I just went to, and they did a CT scan and found out that I had, I guess over the years I've developed bulging discs, and I guess part of it too, I guess with a little bit of arthritis. And the arthritis wasn't a surprise because, like, well, I use my neck 24/7 anyway, so that didn't surprise me. The bulging disc kind of did, and it took me a little bit. I think Monday I talked with a friend at lunch and listened to both our stories. Basically, because of the sports with the karate, breaking wood and concrete with my head, and playing volleyball and heading the ball with my head, and soccer and stuff, and and even just using my head to get up off the floor over the years, it just put a lot of pressure on my neck and things, and so over time, the bulging discs. So in the end, it ended up becoming not a surprise, but I was like, oh, I saw a chiropractor on Thursday, and I'm kind of a mixed bag on chiropractic stuff. But he was really good. He talked with me a lot. He did take an X-ray and showed me, like, okay, your neck looks like this, and actually it should look like that. and so it's more straight instead of curved at the between my neck and head.
Hmm.
It does have a slight angle, which is good, but it still needs to be more. And then I guess over time, I've also had some bone spurs, which we discovered in the X-ray too. But he worked on my back from head to waist, and one spot on my waist, he was like, "Okay, here, I could feel the tightness," and so he did a little thing, and I was like, "Holy cow! I can feel a difference." Just even that quick little adjustment.
Hmm.
But I think I've done something because last night sleeping was painful. So like my whole arm, all the way down my elbow and to my right on my pinky finger, just fell asleep. And so trying to find a right position, a laying way of laying down, that was a little crazy. And I'm supposed to see my doctor on Tuesday, which I can't wait for. It's just like, hurry up and get here.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I have an appointment tomorrow to get x-rays on my back and my hips because my back, like I said, has been hurting really bad, and I know like my pain tolerance is so high that if I'm actually crying in pain, like it must be very painful.
Oh yeah.
And like the same thing that you were saying with the numbness, when my lower right back starts to hurt, it makes like my hip hurt. And I didn't tell anybody for like a week because I didn't want everybody to yell at me and tell me to go to the doctor, which is what everybody did after I told them anyways. um, but
Save yourself a week. Just saying.
but like I thought maybe it was just like my seatbelt and the way that I'm sitting in my wheelchair that was making my leg go numb, or maybe the way I was sitting in the bed or laying on the bed that was making my leg go numb. But no, like when it starts to hurt, no matter what position I'm in, my entire right leg starts to tingle and go numb, and I'm like, that scares me more than the pain scares me. Like, yeah, the pain sucks, and the pain is like almost unbearable. It makes me nauseous, but I'm like, the tingling is what scares me because after my surgery, I did have nerve damage from my hips to my knees, on the outsides of my legs, and they got all of that feeling back except like a dime size piece of skin on my leg. That's the only spot I can't feel. But now that it's like going completely numb from hip to toes, it's like that's what's freaking me out because I'm scared that it's like more nerve damage or something. But I have those X-rays tomorrow, so hopefully they'll be able to tell me more.
Cool. Yeah. So it's yeah, crazy. I've been on medication, and I've realized two of them will give me water gain. And one night I just happened to look down at my leg, and I was like, "Oh my word, my leg is so fat." And never leg this big. I was like, it scared me. So I was looking and like, which one of these? And prednisone. I was on prednisone. So I just quit. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. And then
The
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 next,
prednisone did the complete opposite for me.
I was shocked. I mean, I had gained 6 pounds in like a couple days, and I was like, I know I'm not eating that much, compared to what I'm supposed to, but both.
Yeah, mine was like the complete opposite. I have bad water retention problems that like my fingers swell up and my rings get stuck. But when I took prednisone for a week, my rings would not stay on my fingers. They were falling off.
Oh wow, yeah, no,
I lost all of it.
I
On
mean,
it so long, I don't think it causes any. I know when I walk a lot, like because I walked that whole cruise for 7 days, but like this seventh day, like I could barely get my braces on because my legs and feet were so swollen from walking.
understand like my ankles and feet will swell, and I've had that ever since I was a kid. But like one of the nights I was looking at my leg, and my entire leg looked like a tree trunk. And I was like, ooh, I have not seen my leg in this shape in a long, long time. And I even massaged it. My friends got me a massager at Christmas, and so I stuck my leg in it and did. And I looked down and was horrified because my leg, it looked like pounded dough. I mean, there were parts. I'm like, again, I've never seen my leg so puffy and blah, and that was a little freaky too. So it's an adventure right now, trying to figure out what to do. Um, right now, the goal I think is to get adjusted enough, hopefully. Also, get some physical therapy in to work the muscles. And I don't know. I mean, I've never had X-rays before, so maybe I've had the discs issue because it's every so often I do have some neck pain and problems. I have to go to physical therapy. But I guess now it's official. I have bulging disc issues. Um, so I guess I have to be a little bit more careful what I'm doing and how I turn. But um, I feel like because I use my head all the time, I don't know how problematic it will be for me. Um, and maybe I'm hoping not to have to go through surgery. My one friend said he did, but of course he had a more traumatic. He actually landed on his head, which caused some C5, 6, and 7 issues on his neck, and he ended up having those bones fused together.
Hmm.
And after he had done that, he hasn't had any problem. But he was in a motorcycle accident, flew over a car, landing on his head. So that injured him pretty well. And then not long later, he was in a Jeep on really, really rough terrain, and that really boggled his neck. And he said his neck collapsed not long after that. And so that's where he surgery and having things taken care of. So that's where I'm kind of like, I don't want to have to go to surgery, but hopefully, Lord willing, I don't have any serious neck problems like he did. Hopefully, I can just with the therapy, chiropractic work, kind of get myself back to the normal issues. But like Felicity, the tingling is pretty crazy. It wigs me out a little bit. Like, oh my, because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
Several years ago, I did have some neuropathy issues, and I don't know discs or whatever, but I know neck muscles do get tight from time to time, and so it's probably in that vein of I gotta get massage.
Yeah, my doctor that I'm seeing, my orthopedic doctor that I'm seeing now for my hand, he's not familiar with arthrogryposis, but he's like, you should try to find a doctor specializing in AMC. And so I went on our website and I found Dr. Fromberg, I think that's his name, in Connecticut. So I left a message for the hospital's answering service for his office to call me back to see if I can make an appointment to talk with him.
That would
Yeah,
be awesome.
they wanted to give me it wasn't like an over the counter anti-inflammatory. I don't remember what it was called though. I just know it wasn't naproxen. And then they wanted to give me gabapentin. Is that how you say it?
Mhm.
For like the tingliness, but I'm so weird about medications. At first, I agreed, but then after that, I was like, I want to wait until you do the x-rays and see if there is something wrong happening because I'd rather not take medication just to like be the band-aid to a gunshot, you know? Like that's the best way I can describe it. And then I was like, also they are trying really hard to get my insurance to approve physical therapy because when I did have physical therapy, Like, I was never in pain. My weight stayed down. I had much more range of motion. And I was like, I really just think it would be beneficial with stretching my muscles and, you know, hopefully help with the pain too. So I'm hoping if there's nothing seriously wrong in the x rays that I can get physical therapy and then that will help reduce the pain before I have to go to medications.
Yeah.
So I also was like, I'm 23 years old and I take 6 medications a day. That's already a lot. Like, I don't want to take more.
Mm-hmm.
My insurance will do physical therapy up to a point, but sometimes because I'm more longer term, they start bulking after a while, and like, why are you needing this? And I'm like, it's like they don't really call you and say, hey, why? But they automatically make those decisions, and
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of like, I'm physically challenged, and there are truly issues compared to maybe other people, but you know, so there is where I will go ahead even without the insurance, pay the extra, and still see the therapist and stuff, and then the insurance will kick back in, and sometimes that helps because then I don't have to pay as much either over many visits because I've already kept it up.
Yeah. So like my doctor's office is one of those like teaching places, so I usually have like a different doctor every time I go, which sucks. But because like this doctor, he was really good about the therapy aspect. He was like, okay, can you help me come up with some reasons to actually push them to give you this? Because I want you to get this. I just have to word it the right way for insurance. So I thought that was really cool. Like he was trying to help me cheat the system.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. He was also very. He made me feel very uncomfortable. I was telling Uncle Rod last night, maybe not uncomfortable, but like self-conscious because he was asking me obviously about arthrogryposis, and I was kind of telling him what it was, and he like asked me when I stopped walking, and I told him I was like I've never walked. Like I just told you I was born like this, and he was like, so you don't stand, and I'm like, no, I don't stand, I don't walk, I don't run, I don't jog. Like, I don't do any of this. And then he also asked me, like, how high can your arms go up? And I showed him, and he was like, so how do you eat? And I was like,
Just let me know.
I was like, well, either he feeds me, because Hunter was there. I was like, either he feeds me, or I put my plate on a higher counter and I bring my face down to my plate. He was like, so you just shove your face in a plate of food? And I was like, I mean, yeah, unless you want to come over and feed me all my meals. Like, I don't know. I just felt so like, why is he making me feel so self conscious about this? Like, yeah, that's how I eat. And he just, I don't know. He just thought it was so weird. And I was like, so you were good for something, but now you're making me feel like really horrible about my body and like who I am and how I do things, which I did not appreciate because
Well,
then I'm like, now
yeah,
I'm being super self-conscious and about when I'm eating and how I'm eating, make sure I don't make a mess all over my face or something.
but is I think unique in our points where people who aren't around us do I think have a hard time grasping like
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
trying to visualize it in their head like on a daily basis because they're so used to not seeing.
Right.
So
Yeah. That's
education.
why I was trying to take it like not super personal, but
Mhm.
I'm like, he could have just worded it a little bit differently without sounding like that.
Right, I've gotten weirder, even weirder questions than that. So I mean, I'm not
Oh,
even.
I mean, I've gotten much weirder questions,
Right,
but
I'm
they're
not
not
going to say it
appropriate.
on this chat. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know what those
Yeah,
questions are. But
Mhm.
yeah, I've gotten that question many
right,
times.
right. So I mean, if you gonna ask me about eating, hey, I'll tell you real quick. I mean, I can do like I was telling Felicity last night. Like if I'm like laying down on my side, I can literally feed myself like anything. If I'm just laying down and rolled over on my left side, I can feed myself anything, whether it be a hamburger, a pizza, Chick-fil-A, spaghetti, even ice cream. I've eaten ice cream by myself before, and
Yeah, me
and
too.
don't and don't make any type of mess at all. So
That's what I was joking about last night too. I was like, he looks at me crazy when I tell him how I eat. I said, but let me put me and him next to each other and eat like the most sauce covered buffalo wings, and I'm gonna show you that your face gets messier than mine.
Right.
I just remember doing that in front of Hunter one time because he had never seen me eat like something super messy like that by myself, and he just stared at me with his jaw dropped to the floor, and I was cracking up because I was like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" He was like, first of all, how did you get that bone so clean without using your hands? You just put that whole wing in your mouth and cleaned it. Second of all, you don't got nothing on your face. How do you do that?" I'm like, when you've been doing it for this long and you started eating hot wings when you were 2 years old because your grandpa made them for you, you learn how to do it.
When people ask me, I just say practice. I mean,
Yeah.
basically,
Learn the tricks.
Mhm.
I think we should have the next conference in Key West.
Oh no.
With the clothing optional hotels.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it easier for packing.
I was telling Ted earlier because I had to get ready really quick before this, and I had to take a shower real quick, and he was like, it's 4:35 or something. I wasn't dressed yet, and I said, well, Zoom could be clothing optional. I mean, Uncle Rod won't mind.
Oh, I mean, we'll see.
You know, I mean, you don't have to wear pants on Zoom.
Exactly.
You're sitting
Wait.
down. All anybody's ever going to see is your face and your upper chest. So, I mean,
I'll be the first to admit.
for the ladies, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But for us guys, you know, well, you know.
malfunctions and falls, and you're big trouble.
I'll tell you all, I've been pantsless on here before, and you never know. So,
I mean, it happens.
That's true.
see, Hunter's on.
That's true.
It's like, that's true. I
Call
had
me
enough
out.
time to put a shirt on.
He said more than once, actually.
There you go. Hey, Hunter, tell all the secrets, Hunter. Tell them all.
Oh.
It's okay. I went out to Walmart the other day and I was wearing a shirt that was like skin tone color. And once I got there, I paused like in the middle of the parking lot and had to make sure I was actually wearing clothes because I really didn't think I was wearing clothes.
Well,
I was like, have I really been out naked for the past hour and a half and nobody said anything? Like I was genuinely so confused.
That sounds like a nightmare.
I
Like one
know.
of those weird dreams.
Yeah, I was like making sure.
Would the nightmare be because no one said anything, or would it be because of being naked?
Because no one said anything. I don't mind. I don't mind being naked.
I'm all for that too.
I tell Hunter all the time that we have to move. Well, I guess we're moving to Key West because we know that it's allowed there.
Yes, it is.
What a pimp.
Look, July 14th is when I'm waiting to have a conference on to make sure it's on that day because that's National News Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I know they celebrate that in Columbus too.
Do you
Yeah.
remember, Doug, when we were in Minnesota, they had the naked bike ride marathon or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yes.
I mean, they were buck naked rolling through Minneapolis.
When I
Can we
was
do like
teaching, because
naked wheelchair races?
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting.
when I finally retire from teaching, because if I do a naked bike run while I'm teaching, I might get fired from a Catholic school. So I'm going to wait till I retire, and I'm definitely in one on my
There you go.
Oh boy.
That could be a
Goals.
retirement party.
True.
Yes.
Clothing optional. Doug's retirement party.
Big ride.
I got the music and I got the drinks.
Nice.
Uh,
No,
all right,
if I
guys.
strike, I'm definitely having my Elvis channel on XM radio.
I love Elvis.
I saw him twice in concert.
Nice.
Yeah. We need to figure out how to get Ryan Page to our conference one year.
There you go.
That would be good. I know, she got married
Yes, yes.
and seems to be very, very happy, and I'm glad for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like she's doing really well. And I follow her on Instagram. I think she posts every day now. So,
Yeah.
and I try to reshare them too. So,
Haven't
I
got
feel like the only reason she avoids going is because all the fanning that she's gonna get.
yeah, I know.
I'm like, that's got to be hard because she probably wants to go. I mean, I met her when I was, I think, 15 or 16. I met
She
her.
was at our first Florida conference. She participated in the talent show. That was like our 5th year. She was so little.
Yeah, I met her when I was like 15 or 16. And I was like so happy I was able to compose myself because obviously I was like excited, but I'm like,
Fangirling. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, she's human too. Don't got to do all that.
Yeah.
I just felt very complimented because some random person came up to us and asked if we were twin sisters.
Oh.
I was like, wow.
I would have been like, yes, absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, I know it's hard. It's hard for those that have like one of those stage presence and everyday job where they're performing like Luca. I know he's trying to also get fit us into his schedule. I mean, it's difficult. So, but we'll see. I know, we've been trying with Jennifer Kumiyama for a while, so we're really excited that she's going to be our keynote speaker this year.
Hey, I'm a Saints Hall of Famer, and I'd go. I don't want to hear those excuses.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
And I'm one of Montgomery's finest. So hey,
Yeah.
There you go. Uncle Rod's on the next cover of GQ. You just don't know it yet.
that's right.
In my copy of it to conference, and you better autograph it.
I sure will.
And I'm not paying you for the autograph either.
I'm not gonna ask for payment because I want you to sell it one day and get more money than what you have to pay for it for. I want to help you become even more profitable. That's it.
It's an investment.
Okay, as long as we get a portion of the proceeds.
Right.
Crazy. All right, you guys, we have went a little bit tiny over, but that's okay. We don't mind. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. It's almost April 1st. And if anybody is in my inbox or on my text messages playing pranks on me for April 1st, y'all are going to get it. I'm just
Spam
was
on
like-
your text box on April 1st with a whole bunch of pranks. All right, cool.
You know, I have room to send the most morbid prank of all. The way things are going here right now.
Oh no.
Boy.
No, that's not allowed, Doug.
It does. That's gonna get you blocked. And that's
You put the bait out there.
I mean, the line has been thrown, so
Yes, it has.
I found it before we hang up back up a little bit.
Aw, look how
Aw.
cute. I love it. You need to repost that, Felicity. That's so cute.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was crazy. 2013. Oh my gosh, wait, I was like 12.
Aw, love it. Love it. All right, you guys, we'll see you next Sunday.
Hey, thanks everybody for the
Sunday, of course.
Absolutely, man. That's why
That's
we're
why
here.
we're here.
For you.
That is why we're here. So April 2nd? No, what am I talking about? Not April 2nd. April 6th.
April 6th.
Seats.
Yes, it'll be April 6th.
Sounds good.
All right.
We'll
All right,
see you
everybody.
guys then. We'll be thinking of you, Doug.
Thank you.
Let us know if
I'm
we
here.
could be there for you. If you need anything, we're here.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Much love,
Bye.
man.
All right, guys.
Bye,
Take care.
guys.
Bye, have a
Love
good
you.
day.
Love you
See you
all.
next Sunday. Love you.